All right. Good morning, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. It's been a cold week here. All right. Good morning, Rob, Wojtek, Johnny, Matt. All right. So I did something a little different today. I've got the vertical view and the horizontal view. So let me know what you guys think about the vertical view if you're watching it on there. So anybody out on the ice? Or has anybody been on the ice? I know there's been a few people out in our area. There's a little bit of ice out there. Not quite enough for me, but some people are a little braver than I am. All right. Morning Slum, Mr. Peter, Chris, Tim, Miguel. All right. So we had a few things come in this week, and today we'll be giving away a sword fillet knife here. This is the limited edition sword knife. It's got the no slip handle on it, the gun grip. It's got a carbon steel blade that's it's coated with Teflon and something else I don't even remember. But in the lifetime warranty, I think this is the last one. They sold a bunch over Black Friday, and this might be the last one out there. But it's a really nice knife. Comes with a great sheath. It's very sharp. I'm trying to be careful with it so I don't cut myself live. But yeah, very nice. And this will be the giveaway at the end of the live stream right here. So check it out. These are good knives. I've been selling a lot of them. The charters around here have been switching over to them. So check that out. All right. So yeah, a few other things going on, but not a lot. Let's see. Hey, Salty Walrus, Ben, Anthony, Inner City. Ben says he's in Racine, ice fishing right now. I'm assuming you're on the docks in Racine. There might be some walkable ice up in the river a little bit, but I haven't been there myself. I did take a look at Kenosha on my way here. There was nobody out on that ice. It was frozen from the boat launch to about the bridge, and past the bridge was completely open. So you have still opportunities to open water fish in there. There was a couple people open water fishing, but that ice didn't look like anything I'd want to walk on. But it won't be long. But you won't be able to launch a boat. I had people calling yesterday asking if we could still launch boats in Kenosha, and there'd be a lot of ice to break through to get a boat out there, and a lot of angry ice fishermen. But yeah, it won't be long now. And of course, like in Racine, you can just fish off the docks. I have to check on North Point here and when they're going to open that up. The last I heard, it still wasn't open yet. It is frozen. I drove past it earlier in the week. There wasn't a lot of ice. It was just kind of patchy ice, but I'm assuming that it's changed a little bit. So, I'd imagine up north that they're starting to get on some ice. So, all right. Let's see. Sean says, any more of the Seymour 1000s? I'll have to check. I think I might have one more. Otherwise, I'll have to order some more. Those are the bait runner reels, which are pretty nice for ice fishing, especially if you're dead sticking. All right. Oh, Jason's trying to get ahead of the giveaway, but that's not the word we're using for the giveaway today since it's the sword knife. So we'll get to that in a little bit, but all right. When in doubt, send the biggest guy out first. Safety first. That's a good idea. All right. SPG says, got a button buck 37 yards to my right in my food plot. He's got no interest in the chat. I don't blame him. All right. Fished yesterday, open water in Port Washington. Got nothing. Saw 3 caught. Tough day. All right. Was up on Lake Como, 6 inches in most spots. That's a lot. I didn't expect it to be quite that much. We've had a couple really cold days, but other than that, it hasn't been super cold. Other than what days was that? Wednesday and Thursday was pretty cold. But of course, I'm closer to the lake here. Things take a little bit longer to freeze up. All right. Seems that you have 2 live streams going on right now. I was in another chat and switched. All right. So thank you for that feedback. I am doing 2 live streams. It gave me the option of doing, this is kind of something new, the option of doing a vertical and a horizontal, but I didn't know that the live streams would be separate, or the comments section would be separate. So maybe I'll just stick to the horizontal in the future. Like I said, this is something I just tried for the first time to see how people would like it. But yeah, give me your feedback if you are watching it on the vertical side of it. Give me your feedback on that. I appreciate that. Okay, so more people switching over. Yeah, maybe I'll just stick to the. I'm not gonna end it now because I don't want to screw up this feed. But maybe I will just stick to the horizontal in the future. All right. So Jason likes the vertical. His comments are coming through on this side. All right. Well, Rob says he doesn't like it. I guess we have options. It seems like I can see both sides of the chats because I have people commenting from the vertical and I can see that. So maybe you just can't see the people commenting that are on the other side of it. So, oh well, we'll move on from that. We'll keep going. We'll see if I do it next week. Maybe I'll do a poll if I should do it again next week. I got to remember how to do that. All right. Well, some stuff that came in. I got in, well, more of the ice stoppers are in, and I have another shipment on the way. So these have been the hot item lately. And now they gave us orange ones. You never know what color you're going to get. I was getting like this cloudy white color all last year in my first shipments this year. And then now I'm getting orange ones. So we'll see. And we've got more of the fluid here for them. We've got in automatic fishermen and the clam predators, all that. We did get in more of the dock runner rods right here for those. And then we got in some other rods as well. Let's see. Got in clam meat stick here. I got in some of these 13 fishing tickle sticks, which I have not tried these yet. So I might have to hold on to one of these for myself. And let's see what we've got. Some of these Fenwick HMG rods, which they've got a little more backbone to them, especially this one right here. I'd use these if I was fishing like jigging wraps. I think they'll also be good rods for in the harbors jigging. So check those out, especially, you know, walleyes, jigging wraps, some bigger baits, and then just bigger fish in general. I might try those. I've got some schoolie rods here, which are nice, good, inexpensive panfish rods. I've got the Ice Blue, the HT Ice Blues. They're all getting tangled together here. HT Ice Blues, again, another, and I've got these in a variety of lengths. Most of these rods I have in a variety of lengths. So those, I mean, they're cheap rods, but they're really good. I've been using those my whole life. And then I've got some of these custom noodle beaver dams. So we've got a bunch of that. I forgot to bring up tip ups. I got a bunch of tip ups here. So, yeah, so got a bunch of rods. I got some other reels too I didn't bring up. We got in some more of the Widowmaker ice jigs, which are some of my favorite ice jigs right there. They're in a variety of sizes and styles and colors and all that. So that we got in a pile of tubes. So right here. So if you're open water fishing or you're tube jig fishing in the harbors, or if you're ice fishing in the harbors, these tubes are really good. One of my favorite baits. I always jig when I'm fishing for browns and steelhead through the ice in the harbor. Got the plain white there. We got the glow ones. Let's see. This is a new one for me. This is the smoke neon glow. So it's got that smoke and glow and a little bit of the red sparkle in there. Pink and pearl. We got the red sparkle with the pearl there. So a bunch of those. There's a few others I didn't bring up, but that's definitely going to be my number one bait jigging for the browns and steelhead. So I use a 1/16 or a 32nd ounce tube jig head with those. Usually Gamakatsu, but there's some other good ones too. So let me see if I can catch up to some of the comments on here. Let's see. One person likes the vertical. Yeah, you can go back and forth. Some people don't like vertical. Let's see. I purchased 2 of the Okuma 450s. Just the cold water 450s. What are those good for? 454s. Those are the low profiles. They're good. You can do like maybe a braid dipsy on those or downrigger on those. You're not gonna be able to do any long lines or anything like that. They're just too small. All right. Can you go over a simple setup for ice fishing for trout, line leader, hook size? Yeah, maybe I'll do another video on that, but it's just really simple. If you're using like a predator or an automatic fisherman, there's not much to it. You're just going to have, light line. I'm usually using 6 or 8 pound line, and then a split shot. I'm going to have one of these on the line too, but a split shot or another kind of weight, usually a split shot, and then just like a size 8 octopus hook if I'm using spawn sacks, maybe a little bigger if I'm using a minnow or a shiner. That's really all there is to it, though. It's pretty simple setup. That's the one thing with these fishing for the browns and the steelhead through the ice. It's not complicated. It really is simple. You don't need a huge variety of different jigs. You just have a couple different jigging spoons, some tube jigs, and then a bunch of plain hooks to use with bait, and that's really all there is to it. What to use as bait for trout ice fishing in Milwaukee, Racine. Next week will be safe. You know what? I don't know how safe like Milwaukee will be or anything like that. But as far as the bait goes, like I was just saying, spawn sacks, minnows, you can use fatheads, rosy reds. A lot of times the extra large fatheads are really good. Medium roaches and small roaches, shrimp. Sometimes there's waxies. That's all you really need. I've got 225 copper on a 45, but it's almost too much. 200 might be better. Yeah, 225 is really the absolute max for a 45 size reel. What size jig do you use? Yeah, the 16th and 32nd ounce. All right. Morning, everybody. Still getting in there. Let's see. When to throw lures and when to throw spawn sacks for browns. There's no real rule on when to use one versus the other. I mean, usually if I'm fishing from shore or a stationary like scenario in a boat, I'm probably going to have both out and just see what the fish want. I mean, if they're really not chasing lures and they're only going after those spawn sacks, then I'll probably quit casting and just be on those bobbers because sometimes that bite is so quick that you got to really be on it, set the hook really fast. So, but otherwise, I don't think there's really a rule of thumb on when to use one over the other. Just trial and error. All right. Are fish actually biting? You know what? It's a good question because I didn't get too many fishing reports this week with the cold water. I'm sure there's always something biting though, or the cold weather, I should say. Not that the water's cold too, but yeah, when we have single digits and no ice to get on, I don't get too many fishing reports, but there's going to be some fish biting somewhere. All right, let's see. There we go. Don't horse them through the ice. Let your rod and relatively loose drag do the work. Absolutely. Just take your time with them. You'll get them in. What size rod should I get for the auto setting tip up brown ice fish? I use this. To me, this is the best rod, especially for the money. The Ugly Stick Dock Runner. It's a 33 or 36. I don't remember. It's 36 medium. It just has that right action for fighting the big fish and for setting the hook on those automatic fishermen and jaw jackers and all that. So check this out. Not even $25. I sell a lot of them. I have like 6 of them myself. You can't go wrong with it. The reel is nothing special. I usually take the reel off and use one of my open water reels on there, but that's all you need right there. All right. Chris Thompson likes the vertical, so maybe we will continue to do it both ways. The Salmon Unlimited Wisconsin General Meeting this Wednesday. We'll have Captain's Roundtable. Check it out. Yeah, I think I saw it. It's going to be a good thing to check out. I think it's what Captain Al Johnson and Dion, Jim Stepp. I think I'm missing somebody in there, maybe Arnie. So check that out. It'll be online as well. They always do their meetings live, so you can learn a lot from those guys. Ben says it was slow all week. Spinners, cranks, got a few at spawn. Okay. Yeah, the dock runners are really tough. I've had them in my kayak and caught kings on them just as a joke, and it worked pretty well. And had my kids catching big browns open water with them with like Brad's thin fish on them, catching like 12 and 15-pound browns, and they are really tough rods. So you can't go wrong with them, especially for what they cost. They're dirt cheap. So, all right. Well, if you guys have any more fishing questions, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to get going with the knife giveaway here. And all you have to do is type in the word sword, spelled S-O-R-D. You got to forget the W in there. So just S-O-R-D to win the fillet knife. There we go. All right. But yeah, in the meantime, feel free to ask any more questions or give us your fishing report for this week. I know guys are starting to get out on the ice. It was kind of a quick fall, early winter open water fishing. Like usually right now is my favorite time to get them open water. And of course now we're freezing up already. It's been a long time since we had ice this early. It looks, especially ice that looks like it's going to stick around. All right. Which model would be best for northern? Let's see. Which model of what? Rods, or you have to get a little more specific with that. All right. We've got 73 entries so far. Oh, the knife. All right. This is the medium flex right here. Like, I think this 8-inch would be a good size for it, actually, because I typically, if I'm fishing, or if I'm filleting, I should say, pike rather than salmon. Like, I like 9-inch knives when I'm filleting salmon, unless they're little cohos. But for, like, pike, we start getting, like, the 30-inch pike or whatever, 28-inch pike. These, the 8-inch would be a good, you could even use 7-inch for those fish. All right. Starting to wind down on the entries here a little bit. How many are we up to now? 83. 83. And make sure you give the video a like. That goes a long way for me. Fishing under the hone as we speak. How is it going over there? All right. Tasmanian Devils. I don't have any of those right now. All right. We'll start winding this down. We'll choose a winner. All right. The winner is Jack Bosley Okuma. So congratulations, Jack. Make sure you comment on there so we know you're still watching. And then give me a call at the shop so we can arrange you getting this knife. But you definitely have to their comments. We know that you were watching. All right. You there, Jack? Waiting for him. Not yet. Hopefully he's still in there. All right. We'll give this a minute for him to. There we go. I see you there, Jack. Give me a call at the shop here when I get off the live, and we'll arrange for you to get this knife. Congratulations. and we'll see you back next week. And hopefully I'll have some more fishing reports for you. In the meantime, if you need anything, ice stoppers, ice rods, you can get them online. Actually, a lot of these rods aren't online yet, but the tubes, the ice stopper bobbers, the solution, all that stuff is online. You can also stop in the store, give me a call when we get you all set up. I still have some old convectors that I'm getting rid of for cheap. So if you need any of those, let me know. And of course, we have all the new ones and all the new cold waters and the new Diamond Elite rods and custom cold water rods and all that. So now's a good time to get spooled up as well. So just stop in the store. You guys know how to get a hold of me, and we'll see you again next week. Good luck fishing.